Now, system is making outcomes predictable by generating or creating a formula. That is the system. Making outcomes predictable. In other words, based on this structure we just created, or this system, this is the result we are expecting. So, system is making outcomes predictable. The reason most footballers from Europe and South America do better than African footballers is system. Right when they were boys and girls, they injected a particular system into them. They may not dribble as J.J. Okocha, but once you put them in that wing, because the coach created a system, the outcome is predictable. That is why Manchester City is a great club, because the coach created a system. Even when they are losing 2-0, you know that this club will still win, because there is a system and an outcome is expected. Now, structure is a set of elements or components that are organized. Everybody say organized. Oh, talk to me. I want to hear you. Organized for a common purpose. I will explain as I go on now. My friends, look at this. This picture explains what I'm saying. Who does what? At the top is the CEO. Actually, over the head of the CEO is the board of directors. So after the board of directors, you will have the CEO, and then under him you may have people like Chief Operating Officer, COO, Chief Finance Officer, CFO, whom we may call accountant depending on the size of your company. And then under him are different departments in the company, and then people are headed them. So it trickles down from the top and then down. That is how it works. So you need to make outcome, predict outcome by creating a system. Godwin asked that question when we started. He said, even ordinary WhatsApp group, your company may not have, where you don't even have weekly staff meeting. Even when you have the meeting, you tell them what to do. You just gather them to tell them what to do. Emeka, you are not supplying goods well. Amaka, you are not, the way you attend customers is not good. John, your job in this company, that's what you do. That's not meeting. You are just headmaster, passing instruction. Staff meeting is everybody. You have your what? Agenda for the day. Everybody discusses. You may have already have your own personal idea you think is better idea, but when one of them says something, you now learn something better. You implement that idea. All right? So a system, I would like you to write this one down, okay? As fast as you can. A system is a set of procedures according to which something is done. Procedures. That is a system. How things are done. Many business owners are afraid of creating systems because they don't want people to have an idea of how much they are making. That is nonsense. Unless you want to run that business alone forever, okay? Unless you want to run it alone. If you want that business to grow, somebody needs to have an idea of the things you do. Knowing how much you make or knowing your monthly revenue is not a crime. There's no big deal about it. As long as the person doesn't steal the money, let them see it. A structure, on the other hand, is an organized approach. So the CEO must create this system and structure. And the good thing is that our company have done this for many companies, from Lagos to Port Harcourt to Niger State to Edo State to Onitsha. Different places were created these systems and structures for different companies. And it's driving how your business is organized. That is structure, that is system. How that business is organized. How things are done. Who does what? How does it flow? We also call it workflow. How do you pass instruction? Do you call everybody and pass instruction to them? Or do you have anyone you pass instruction to and then the instruction gets down to every other person? If you read my book, unfortunately it's not here, 360 Degrees Business Management. I think I spent quality time in that book teaching structure. But what I'm teaching you today I actually knew, because knowledge comes every day. Okay? So a CEO, write this down if you can, as fast as you can. A CEO should determine how a company is patterned. How a company is patterned. A way in which the company is arranged. How a business operates. It is the job of the CEO to determine that. How the business is patterned, designed, created to operate. That is the job of Mr. CEO. So if you have a business and you are the only one running it, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that you are afraid of paying salary. You think money will finish. No. Get people who are more skillful than you, who are more intelligent than you, who are more exposed than you. Employ them. Give them job description. Tell them what you expect them to achieve every week, every month, every year. And see what will happen in your company. That is, if you truly get the right people to work for you. I don't mean you look at somebody and say, since I like this guy can do this work. And before you say Jack, the person is already doing the work. No, you have to search. If you want your business to last, create a system. So systems and structures guarantee longevity. Anybody can die, anybody can resign, the business remains alive. Anybody can die, anybody can resign. Nothing happens to the company. How about Igwe just died, unfortunately? They just appointed acting CEO straight because they don't want investors to start being afraid, or those who lodge money, have money in their banks to start it. So they appointed quickly acting CEO. So we miss him. I miss Mr. Herbert Igwe. Seriously. He doesn't know me, himself and his partner Ike. They don't know me, but I like those two men. The impact they made in Nigeria. Okay? Now, these companies have that. Look at when they were founded. General Electric was founded in 1886. Guess what? In 2022, their revenue was $76.5 billion. 1886, over 100 years ago. Coca-Cola was founded in 1886 also. Revenue in 2022, $43 billion. Schweppes was founded in 1783. It is still here till now. JP Morgan was founded in 1871. You may not believe it. Their revenue in 2022, $128.7 billion. Apple, the Ogabata of them all, founded in 1976, but their revenue in 2022 is actually $394.33 billion. Apple is the first $1 trillion company on earth, the first $2 trillion company on earth, and then the first $3 trillion company on earth. That is market value, $3 trillion. In other words, the value of Apple is higher than Africa GDP put together, because our GDP is about $2.2 billion or thereabout put together. The founders of these companies or these businesses are dead. Why didn't their various companies die along with them? Because these businesses were not built to rest on what? The shoulders of the founders. They were designed to function around what? Systems and structures. So if you are afraid to die, because if you die, your company will die, it means you are running a one-man business. One-man business. Are you following me? Yes. So these companies are spread globally. They are global, right? Yet each branch looks like the headquarters. If you see KFC in Lagos, it looks like KFC in New York. Why? Because they built systems and structures at the headquarters, then replicated it in all the branches. Same thing done at the headquarters in US, replicated across the world. And so today, McDonald's has over 118 branches, are in 118 nations, cities, and countries across the world. Same thing with KFC. The founder died many years ago. The company is still here. So people come, people go, and the systems and structure remains. People get fired and people get hired, but the company doesn't feel the impact. Why? It wasn't built around human being. It is a system that human being operates. A man settled his best servant and his business began to shake. I know the man. He delayed settling the guy. He knew if this guy goes, there is trouble. And that was exactly what happened. The moment he settled the guy started his business, his company began to shake because the engine room carrying the company is gone. Now, if that company was built on a system, not on a human being, he won't feel the impact when the guy was settled. So who is running your business with you, my friends? Most of the things we do in our company, Godwin will always defeat me. When we wanted to register our company, our domain name, thriveconsult.com, the one I said was too long. He said, wait. He started thinking. At a point, I said, as the chairman of the company, I decided. He said, wait, before you decide, wait first. And he was the one that created thriveconsult.com. See how beautiful it sounds. Imagine if I said, I'm the chairman, I have to decide what happens in this company. So to build big business, my friends, it must outgrow you. Write it down quickly. To build a big business, it must outgrow you. The business must be built around systems and structures and not on you. Not on you. The business should not be resting on your shoulders. It should be resting on a system. You may think what I'm saying is difficult. It's not. So my dear CEOs, stop running a one-man business. That is why our businesses seem to be one generation businesses. It doesn't outlive us. Once we are dead, the business dies. Stop running a one-man business. It is dangerous dangerous to the future of your business. Don't be afraid of allowing people to run the business with you. Sometimes we feel what makes us CEO is that we order everybody around. Everybody carries your order. No, you are Hitler. I don't mean you. I mean that person in Morocco is a Hitler, not you. Order everybody around. Everybody is afraid of you. Same thing happens to parents, especially fathers. The moment they hear daddy is around, everybody will run and hide under the bed because Hitler is around. That's not leadership. That is when women grow old. Nobody is looking after them. All the children will be running to mama because mama was there for them. So for me, I say it will never happen. I'll be there for my children because we are growing older by the day. They will buy good things for their mother and buy schnapps for daddy, kai for daddy. So our businesses are one generation because they are run by one person. No team, no structure, no system, no checks and balances. The founder does what he likes at any moment. He can wake up now, use 80 million naira and take chieftaincy title. Chief Dr. Donatus Onyoriwan. He can do whatever he likes. Nobody queries him. He doesn't earn salary. He collects money at will. Whenever I mention salary, people think I'm talking about 30,000. Some of us sitting down here, your monthly salary can be 3 million naira because of the size of your business. Some of us, our salary can be 500,000 naira monthly. You may not even finish it, but let there be an amount of money that we say is your own salary. Not anytime you like, collect any amount you like. There are people like Costaris. Their salary is in hundreds of millions every month. It's the staff that pays, accountant that pays his salary. So every month they transfer it to his personal account. So you don't just say, I do whatever I like, it's my company. Inconsistency is a product of our inability to systematize how things should be done in our businesses. So systems defines what should be done. I think it's there, yes. Systems defines what should be done and how to do it. Your staff will not be dilly-dallying or thinking of what to do because they know exactly what to do. It is clearly stated. I asked somebody we are consulting for presently, I say, when you employ these people that are working for you, did he give them offer letter, any job description? He said no. He interviewed them in his office and told them what to do. Hey, your job is every morning you go to this place, I said no, that is ancient employment. There has to be clearly stated expectation of what that person should be doing for your company at the end of the day. So I'm begging you as we go to number 2 quickly, I'm begging all of us as much as you can, create an operational guide. You can also call it SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. In other words, define, please everybody write it down as fast as you can. Define how things should be done. Who does what? Who should be held responsible when something goes wrong? Allocate responsibilities to get the best from people. And let me emphasize, please, when you employ people, give them power to act. Give them power. We employ people, they still come back to us. Should I do this? Should I do that? No. Everyone you employ should have some level of power because every office requires power. If you give me an assignment, give me power to make decisions on behalf of the company. Don't be afraid. I will make the right decision for you. So when you allocate responsibilities, allocate powers that are proportionate to that responsibility. So if you say, I am the storekeeper or the storekeeper, allocate responsibilities to me. What should I be doing for you? What are the things I should call you before I do? And what are the things I should do on my own? That is the power I'm talking about. So to do your job better as a CEO, there are some set of people you need in that company so that we can go to number 2 quickly. I wouldn't want to be keeping you for long in every session so that you'll not be feeling somehow. So every CEO, you need some set of people in your company. This is just an advice. You need an overall manager. If your business is one, then one manager. If you have businesses under one umbrella, you need managers. So you have a supermarket, there is a manager for the supermarket. You have eatery or restaurant, a manager over that. So the supermarket manager should not manage eatery. If he does that, one of the companies will be struggling, right? So at the end of the day, you need to have managers. Then you have every one of us, when you get back now, you need a marketing manager. Marketing manager, every one of us. The person whose responsibility is to make your company known online and offline. Whose responsibility is to grow your customer base. Because at the end of the day, the number of customers you have determines how big your company will be. So you need marketing manager. Depending on the size of your business, you may also need a sales manager. Then you need an operations manager. The general manager is not the operations manager. When Steve Jobs was the CEO of Apple, he hired Tim Cook, the current CEO, to be the operations manager. Operations manager is the one that runs around. Where are the products? Where is this one? Did you do these operations? The CEO is brain. And then doing the three things I highlighted. So the operations manager is different from the CEO. But most times we are the CEOs and operations manager. Okay? So we really need to deal with that. So overall manager, he manages the company on your behalf. So if you're passing instruction, you pass it to the manager, and then the information will now be sent to every other person. Marketing manager, he makes your products known to the public. Sales manager, he sells. Because marketing is different from sales. Marketing is making noise. Sales is collecting money. Operations manager, he does the heavy lifting in the company. Administrative manager, he makes sure that all the documents and correspondence are intact. Every document you're looking for in your company should be there, should be found. Just few clicks. Documents should be given to you. I was in one of our clients' company the other day, and then they are looking for a document. Who is in charge? He gathered all the staff into his office. Who did this? Nobody took responsibility because it was not assigned to anybody. So if you're looking for a document in your company now, you don't know where it is. You have to start looking for it. There should be an admin manager who keeps all the document intact. Few clicks on the internet or on the laptop. This is the document you're looking for. All right? And then you need chief technology officer, depending on the size of the company you have. Somebody like Mr. Godwin, he's the tech bro of the company. And then HR, he hires, trains, and fires. Please, can you take your phone and snap this? I want you to have this one in your phone as long as that phone is alive. Okay? So you may not have all these people, but depending on the size of your business, the size of your business determines who you hire. Now, when you have all these people, you now call for management meeting. In other words, in that company, we'll have managers. So in your meeting now, you may not have, the meeting will not be for all the staff of the company. It will simply be the management meeting. So in that management meeting, you allow people to disagree and agree. All right? You don't lord it over everybody. You don't simply come and tell everybody what they should do. You do that at the end of the meeting. But when the meeting starts, you need to hear from others. Let me tell you, right now, there are people in your company who can give you one idea that will take your business to the next level. But they don't have the opportunity to do that. When they see you, they are afraid. When they see you, they run. You terrify them. When you allow these people to come around, they will help you to transform that business. I'm telling you the truth, my friends. All right? So we're going to number 2 now quickly. And I wouldn't want you to forget all we discussed under number 1. The CEO's position is the most critical position in every organization. You determine what happens in that business. That is why when company is not thriving, they fire the CEO, hire another CEO, and train the staff. Because every problem, every wahala is on the head of the CEO. So when you gather for meeting as the leader of the company, you deliberate. Ensure they disagree with you. Mr. P2B said when he became governor, he told everybody, if you agree with me in 3 meetings, all of you are going. So every leader must be ready to be disagreed with. Some of your managers will say, no, sir, this is not. With respect, of course. I didn't say, I don't mean they should insult you. Don't gather to tell them what to do. Deliberate. Only accept. Thoroughly analyze ideas and strategies. So that thing you want to implement must be thoroughly analyzed. If you want to do it alone, you'll be making mistake. When some people look at that idea with you, there are people who have the gift of seeing what you're not seeing. They will tell you, let's do it this way. So number 1, you must understand the duties and the functions of the CEO. Number 2, quickly, I want to show you the 6 pillars that sustains every outstanding business. 6 pillars that sustains every outstanding business. That is the second thing we need to learn in this first session. 6 pillars you need to have. You may not have all for some of us based on the size of our businesses, but for some of us, you need to have them. The first pillar is this. Your business needs to be built with philosophy. Godwin called it culture, corporate culture. Okay? Build your business with philosophy. In other words, what was the intention or the reason why that business was established in the first instance? I know for some of us, we came to Lagos to survive. So initially, we didn't have any philosophy or intention or reason or mission or vision when the business was established. We just wanted to survive. But now that 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 business is gradually growing, you need to have a philosophy around it. Now, follow me carefully. Steve Jobs went into smartphone business with one philosophy: to merge entertainment with communication, not to make money or to buy toys, to merge. Because at that time, before he created the iPhone, phone didn't have video, didn't have entertainment. It had radios. Nokia, so Nokia had radio, but you couldn't play videos and other things. So he wanted to merge communication and entertainment. All right. When he started Apple itself, the company itself, he started Apple with his friend. His philosophy was to build business that will enable humanity and computer to have relationship. Everybody say relationship. So he wanted to close the gap between human being and computer. So he now said simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Now, for several years, I've been hammering on one thing: the idea of establishing a business to live a good life. It's not wrong, but it's not completely right. Why did you start a business? If the philosophy behind that business is just to have a good life, that's why when we die, the business dies. The largest transport company on earth, no, in West Africa, I don't want to mention names so that nobody will sue me, is owned by somebody, a Southeasterner that died a few years back. The company is nowhere to be found. It's gone. Most of these companies were created for consumption. Please, are you following me? So at the end of the day, no vision, no mission, no plan, no futuristic goal, consumption mentality instead of expansion mentality, competing on expenses instead of expansion. I'm releasing a new book this year, How to Build Big Businesses. That's the title of the book. Chapter 2 of that business, I trace the origin of our challenge as Igbo people in business. And the number one origin, the challenge we have is consumption mentality. Consumption. Competing on expenses. Emeka buried his father, and he was the talk of town in his village. Everybody gathered, cameras everywhere. They were throwing money up. After that burial, every young person in that village will be dreaming of burying their relative like Emeka did. So we compete on expenses. We are not competing on expansion. I don't think you are following me. My friends, are you following me? See, our competition are usually expensive. So somebody goes to a nightclub and buys a bottle of wine, 15 million naira. He shares it in the market tomorrow. Everybody goes and buy it. Why should Anthony be the one buying this wine? Everybody should buy the wine. No, but abroad they compete on expansion. So KFC is in Nigeria, McDonald's is here, Pizza Hut is here, Domino Pizza is here. That's how they compete. Once they see one of these restaurant businesses in one nation, every other one follows that one. If Coca-Cola goes to a nation, Pepsi is going there. If Pepsi goes to a nation, Coca-Cola is going there. They compete on expansion. We compete on expenses. How much cow you bought when you went for burial? Nah, I bought 1 million naira cow. Odogu one. So we just make enough money for our needs. So our approach is the same. Import containers, have servants, pay them minimum wage salary, tell everybody what to do daily, because none of them have initiative. If you are not around, you must be called before decisions are made. Some of you are answering calls right now. I'm sure some of those calls are from your customers. No one can give customers discounts unless they hear from you. So we trade with traders mindset. Rather, we don't go far. But this man started as a trader. Then went to different business schools. He said this himself. Learn how to get franchise. Some of us sitting down here, beyond coming to this summit, you should sign up to Harvard Business School. Pay them in dollars. They will expose you to how global businesses are conducted and run. All right? Became a multi-millionaire in hard currency, and then now his business is on trust fund. He didn't hand the money over to one of his sons and say, this one will take over. Trust. So if he dies today, there will be a group of people that determine what happens to his money, not his children or his wife. So it is possible that people that started with him are still running their supermarket on the street till now. So I'm praying, my friends, and I'm pleading with us. Remove consumption from your brain. Philosophy is innovation and thinking beyond boundaries. That was his own philosophy. It revolves around pushing boundaries of what is possible through innovation. He encourages individuals to think creatively and challenge the status quo in order to bring about transformative change. So the question I want to ask us today is, why did you establish your business? Why did you establish that business? What is the philosophy behind it? What impact do you want to make in your generation through that business? Why did you establish it? What do you want to achieve, by the way? I'm not sure we have asked ourselves, including myself, this question before. Why is this business existing in the first place? What do I want to achieve with this business? What is my intention? What is my plan? So the first thing we must do under number 2 is to build our businesses with philosophy. That is the first thing we must do. The second thing we must do is that we need, all of us, as our businesses are growing now, we need to have link in every office, every important office in this nation. Someone who will talk about you in places you may not be able to enter. Someone who can stand for you when government descends on you. Whether you like it or not, if your business start growing from now and becoming massive because government sees all our money, they'll see how much comes into your account every day, and they don't like your face, they may descend on you.